Welcome to day 12 of the 12 Days of Data Storytelling, where I take ideas and concepts from my new book, Effective Data Storytelling, to share with you. Now, in day 12, I want to focus on something that I feel is really critical to data storytelling, which is narrative. And a lot of the attention goes to the data or to the visualization sides of data storytelling, and not too much attention goes to narrative, but I feel like it's a critical component of every data story. In this video, I want to share with you some of the narrative frameworks that I've researched and found to be useful for helping data storytellers to build a narrative structure for their data stories. So the first one, and this one ties into my 12 elements, is Campbell's hero's journey. It was developed by Joseph Campbell, who was a mythologist. He looked at legends and fables and found that they all kind of followed a circular pattern, where the hero went through a bunch of experiences and then came back. This is great for different fictional works, such as Star Wars is based on it. However, not that effective for business presentations, not that effective for telling data stories. So the next model that I looked at was Aristotle's Greek tragedy framework. It's very common, very well known. It basically has three parts, a beginning, middle, and end. He talks about it as being an entanglement and then an unraveling, whatever knot was created in the story. But again, not that helpful, too simplistic for me. If you say something has a beginning, middle, and end, a textbook has a beginning, middle, and end. It's not a story. So the third option I found, which was actually helpful, was Freytags Pyramid. Gustav Freytag was a German playwright back in the 1800s who studied Greek tragedies and Shakespearean plays, and he found that they all followed an arc, a story arc. His story arc starts with an introduction, scene setting, introducing the characters and the background, and then building up to a climax with rising action, and then a resolution and conclusion. And what I've done in my book, I've taken that model and I've created a new model, which I call the data storytelling arc, where we start with a setting. And in the setting, we're establishing the context. We're giving background on what we're looking at, who the characters might be, whether our customers or our partners. And then we have what I call a hook, which would be called an inciting incident in fictional works. But this is where something's changed in the data. We have a spike in a metric, a decrease in a metric. And then from there, we start to build up to our aha moment, which would be the climax of a fictional work. Between those points, we're revealing what I call rising insights. So little details and a little bit more into understanding whatever the problem or the opportunity is. And then we're not done with our aha moment. We still have to finish the story by talking about next steps. Ultimately, with our data stories, we want to drive action. We want to drive change. And so that means helping our audience to understand what steps they can take to seize the opportunity or address the problem. So the data storytelling model can be very effective for helping you to take all of the content and findings that you have and really distill it down to what's essential and also give it structure so that it communicates better with your audience. Well, we've reached the end of the 12 Days of Data Storytelling. Hopefully these videos have been insightful and helpful to you. Obviously, there's much more content in the book that I can't share in these short videos, but I look forward to hearing from you and your feedback on the book, how you've been able to apply the principles and tell effective data stories. Thank you.